Now I always tell people when they ask to zero their 2.2 long rifle specifically in 50 metres, because generally speaking from 0 to 50 metres is the sort of ranges you're going to be going at. Sometimes you're going to go beyond that, but that's what you're going to be at most of the time. Now if you zero at 50 metres, then you should find, you know, if you can hit a rabbit in the head at 50, should hit a rabbit in the head at 20, 30, 40, etc. The thing is, although I've done this in the field shooting rabbits, I haven't done it actually at the range. So today I've got some CCI Subsonic hollow points, and we're going to fire 3 shots on the 50 metre range, check the 0, then we're going to move over to the 25 metre range, try the same thing and see what difference there is. Once we've done that, we'll try the same with some CCI Stingers, a much higher velocity, and just check that it's the same for them as well. So let's crack on. So not a bad group, as you can see. You can see I'm a bit out of practice, to be honest, but shooting a little bit low, probably my shooting more than anything. But either way, you can see where it's hitting now. Let's get it down the 25 metre range and see how it compares. So next up, CCI Stingers. Get that to focus. As you can see, these are jacketed, 32 grain, and they go at 1640 feet per second, so substantially hotter than the subsonic rounds. But the principle should be exactly the same. So we're on the 50 metre range now, so let's check 0, and then we'll go over to the 25 metre range and see how it compares. So as you can see, not a fantastic group, if I'm perfectly honest. Normally these Stingers are really accurate, to be honest. I don't know if it's because the barrel needs to clean or something, because I've tried quite a number of groups and I just can't seem to get them to sort of tighten up. But nonetheless, you can see that it's roughly, very roughly on target at 50 metres. Obviously I haven't re-zeroed for the Stingers, even though they're much higher velocity. Just where the crosshair is like that, I'm just aiming for the top of the crosshair, so to allow for it, because otherwise it would be like hitting up here somewhere. But either way, let's get this onto the 25 metre range and see if it's roughly in the same place or not. How did we get on? As you can see, I've got the 4 targets in front of me. Now, bearing in mind, just to give myself a bit of a get out of jail free card here, this wasn't necessarily about accuracy. This was about the drop at different ranges, but I didn't do too badly. So if we look here, this is the first test, 50 metres, subsonic ammo. You see, not a bad group, it was okay. I could do better, to be honest, if I had more time to practice. But as you can see, tiny little bit low, but good enough. If that was a rabbit's eye or whatever, that's going to certainly do the job. Now here we have the same group, 25 metres, same 0, etc. You can see I was getting a bit cocky here, and I pulled that one, and I think I was just rushing. I must admit, time has been an issue for me today because of light, but you see 2 shots there, 1 shot there. It's a little bit high, considering they're a little bit low on that one. You're talking a difference of physically about that. So, I mean, real world, that's a rabbit's head, difference of that, doesn't really make any difference, does it really, to be honest. And moving along, here we have the high velocities. Now, as I said, I had some quite major issues with these. This isn't something I normally get, to be honest. Normally, high velocity ammunition in my rifle
groups better than Subsonic, generally speaking. But I can only think, I have taken it out a few times and not cleaned it, and I think there just might be a bit of a build-up of lead that's affecting the zero. But you can see, I mean, I suppose that should hopefully be the most representative shot, but I was maybe pulling them a little bit to the left, I don't know, there. But that's where they're going. Moving over to 25 metres, exactly the same zero. Now, you might notice there are 6 shots here, and that's because I wasn't happy with the first group, and I was hoping that I might do better on the second. So, there's the first 3, and that's 1, 2, and that was the second 3, which is the ones you'd have seen me shoot, those 3 there. But you can see, more or less, the same zero. So, overall, not too bad.
So what can we learn from today? I hate to say I told you so, but I did a little bit, didn't I? If you zero your gun, your 22 long rifle, I have to be specific here, because obviously if you're using 17 HMR or something else, that's a different ball game altogether. But with a 22 LR, zero at 50 metres, and to be honest, from a hunting perspective, from hitting a rabbit in the head, from 0 out to 50, you're not going to have a problem. The good thing about zeroing at 50 is there isn't much variation then going out to say 70 or even 80 metres, because as you saw with the high velocity ammo, obviously I have the gun zeroed for subsonic, so when I do the high velocity ammo, I'm using the top of the crosshairs. If I use the top of the crosshairs for subsonic, I can push it out to say 70 or even 80 metres. Obviously at the same time, this is only a guide, but it gives you an idea of where to start. If with whatever rifle you're using or whatever ammunition you're using, you know, you need to be able, obviously, do your own experiment so you're sure where you're hitting, because, you know, you want to be safe and you want to be humane. Those are the 2 main things. But at least, as I said, this should give you a bit of an idea. Either way, I hope you enjoyed that. I've made a new playlist for range time videos, and I'll be doing more of this sort of thing just to see if you enjoy that, really. So check it out. But either way, like and subscribe.